School of Education, Bachelor of Education Orientation Program for 2023. Welcome to the School of Education. This orientation is targeted at the intermediate phase student from Year 1 to Year 4. I am Professor Ash Singh Pillai, the academic leader of the B.Ed program. Allow me to introduce you to the academic leader of teaching and learning, Dr. Samu Kumalo, as well as the intermediate phase coordinator, Dr. Justin Malabale. Should you need to get in touch with them, their email address is reflected on the slide. The B.Ed structure for the intermediate phase is as follows. The duration of the degree is 4 years. That means you have to be registered for 8 semesters. It also means that you cannot complete the degree in less than 8 semesters. To graduate, you need to meet the total credits required for your phase, which is 512 credits, and satisfy the College of Humanities requirement for your particular phase. Kindly note that the intermediate phase program is offered in 2 languages. isiZulu as a home language, which means then English is your first additional language. And the second option is English as your home language, with isiZulu being your first additional language. So what does this mean? It means that all students in the intermediate phase have to do both English and isiZulu, either at a home language level or at the level of FAL. We have 2 streams or specializations within the intermediate phase, a mathematics stream and a natural science and technology stream. There are certain core or compulsory modules across the program, the B.Ed program. For the intermediate phase, these are your compulsory modules. You have 6 education study modules. These are listed with the module codes alongside them. Teaching practice, we have 4 teaching practice modules that have to be taken by all students, and you have to pass them. Please note the order in which the modules have to be registered for. English Education, LLT, is a compulsory module. So is South African Sign Language. This is to meet the requirements of the Mr. Tech document. So students in the intermediate phase are expected to have 2 languages of teaching and learning, which is English and isiZulu, and sign language is a language of conversational competence. You're also expected to do the Introduction to Computer Systems and Data Representation, which helps to prepare you for teaching in the 4th Industrial Revolution. And of course, computer literacy is needed for students to show competence. It is a 0 credit module. Important points to remember. If you opt for the NS Tech stream or the mathematics stream, these points are the same. You have to decide in your first year whether you are doing English as a home language and isiZulu as FAL, or you're doing isiZulu as home language with English as your FAL. This is important for you to know because it impacts the modules that you would select as you move across year 1 to year 4. I have listed that if English is your home language, you need to do 3 content modules and 2 method modules. These are listed alongside this point on your slide. And if isiZulu is your FAL, you do 2 content and 1 method module. And of course, you also do social sciences in the NS Tech stream. You have to establish, are you going towards a history specialization? Then the modules you need to complete are listed there. Or are you going towards a geog specialization? And the modules you need to complete are listed alongside the geog specialization. The very same points apply to the mathematics stream, and you could read this as leisure. Now, on this grid provides information for the NS Tech student who opts for the English as a home language and isiZulu as FAL. It lists all the modules that you need to do from year 1 to year 4. The NS Tech stream, if isiZulu is your home language and English is your FAL, again, the modules that one needs to register for from year 1 to year 4 for both semesters are listed here together with the module code. Please take time to study this grid as it contains invaluable information that will assist you should you comply with all the requirements to be and pass the modules to be degree complete. The mathematics stream, if English is your home language and isiZulu is your FAL, it lists all the modules that you need to complete to be degree complete. Mathematics stream, isiZulu home language, English FAL, again all the modules are listed there that one needs to register for to be degree complete. Now, if, for example, you're not a first-year student, but a second, third, or fourth-year student who wants to register, but you are not on track with your studies, that means you have not registered the modules you ought to have registered, or you may have registered the modules and you may have failed them, or you may not have been able to register particular modules for whatever reason. Now, what are the steps you have to take to ensure that you meet the program requirements, that you meet the phase requirements, so that you could eventually be degree complete if you pass all your modules? You have to identify and establish what is your home language. Is it English or is it isiZulu? So you would know which modules you need to complete. You also have to establish which stream you are in, the mathematics stream or the NS Tech stream, so that you know which particular grid you are going to use to assist you. You then identify the modules that you have missed and failed by looking at slides from number 8 to 11. It is important to note your academic standing. Is it good? Are you at risk? Or are you on probation? Because your academic standing impacts the number of modules one can register per semester. Please note, while we allow you to pick up modules that you may have missed in the correct semester that the module is offered, please note in the 4th year of study, for semester 1, the credit limit is 80. For semester 2, the maximum credit limit is 96. This figure is not negotiable. We also get a lot of queries about Dean's Com, where students may get over 60% in all their modules and a weighted average of about 75. Please note the awarding of a Dean's Com is dependent on the maximum credit load for the semester. Where would you find the maximum credit load? From slides 8 to 11, each slide depicts the credit load per semester. If you exceed the credit load, you cannot be deemed, you cannot get a Dean's Com even if you get over 60% in the modules and a weighted average of 75. This is the College of Humanities rule. So remember, help is just an email away at any given moment. You're never alone. If you have queries pertaining to curriculum audit, curriculum advice, curriculum guidance, counting your credits, then you contact our very able ADOs, Pakamile Mazibuko and Andile Mbele. Their email addresses are on the slide. If you have queries of an administrative nature, then you contact the PAO and she will refer the matter to the relevant module administrators. For example, what's an administrative issue? Your module is not reflecting on Student Central or Learn. Your marks are not captured properly. These kinds of queries go to Mrs. Bongi Pengu, and her email address is reflected alongside her name. If you have any other queries pertaining to the intermediate phase, be it about assessments, about teaching, missing assessments, the marking of your assessments, the incorrect capture of marks, etc., then you write to the phase coordinator. And the phase coordinator for the intermediate phase is Dr. Justin Molabala, and his email address is reflected alongside his name. I want to take this opportunity to wish you well for 2023 with your studies. Please be diligent, conscientious, and exercise your agency. Take ownership for your study. All the very best to you. Thank you.